You know, I thought I had a pretty good handle on all of the barn quilt trails located here in Michigan. Then I found this. This week, we're headed to East Grand Rapids, Michigan to visit the only known urban quilt trail. We'll take a walk through the neighborhoods on an Easter egg hunt of sorts to find quilts. On our stroll, we'll take a look around East Grand Rapids to see what makes this place so special. Put on your walking shoes and come along as we check out the East Grand Rapids Urban Quilt Trail. Located on the west side of Michigan, East Grand Rapids mostly resides within the borders of the city of Grand Rapids, with just a tiny bit bordering Grand Rapids Township. This town is a beautiful mix of high-end traditional and contemporary homes, as well as a lively downtown area filled with restaurants and boutiques. I like to describe East Grand Rapids as the grosse point of the west side of Michigan. Anybody familiar with both places knows exactly what I mean. In fact, like many grosse pointers, who are quick to point out which of the 5 points that they hail from, folks from East Grand Rapids are just as likely to point out with a sense of pride that they are from East when asked where they're from. What may not be known, though, even by most residents of this city within a city, is the quilt trail here that is hidden in plain sight. By happy accident, as my guy Bob Ross and his magical fro used to say, I stumbled across this trail while doing research for another. Man, am I glad I found it, because it's possibly the coolest trail I think I've found. How'd this all come about, you might be asking? Allow me to explain. The project, which was born from the mind of a local evil genius, a la Gru. You don't love me! No. Mad scientist? Like Dr. Frankenstein?
That's Frankenstein.
No, that's not right either. Give me a minute. I'll get there. Inspired by several influences to include family and a general love of traditional quilt patterns, this individual took the proverbial gauntlet from the mantle and said,
Fine. I'll do it myself.
And the East Grand Rapids Urban Quilt Trail was born. The trail itself sits primarily along an old decommissioned rail spur and runs diagonally through the neighborhoods. Currently, there are 19 quilts along the trail, and they are all visible along the route, with 2 new additions erected here in 2024. I did mention earlier that this trail has kind of an Easter egg hunt vibe to it. That's because a few quilts can't be seen until you're right on top of them. Let's go for a walk. While walking along the trail and through the neighborhoods, I happened upon the local library where I found this. In 1958, East Grand Rapids residents formed the Friends of the East Grand Rapids Library to establish the first library in their community. They launched a successful door-to-door campaign gaining over 500 members. The first library branch opened in February of 1959 in Gaslight Village and moved to different locations before settling on its current place here in 1969. In 1987, the Friends raised $150,000 to expand the library to 2 floors and 11,000 square feet. And in 2005, they donated $100,000 after the community supported and voted for further renovations, increasing the space to over 25,000 square feet. Over the years, the Friends have been essential in fundraising and supporting the library's development, providing additional resources beyond the taxpayer-funded budget. Folks, I think this goes without saying, but support your local libraries. They need our help more than ever. Though I don't believe physical books will go away anytime soon, I do feel as though we're losing our way of connecting with this medium with the advent of smartphones, computers, and of course the internet. And plus, libraries offer so much more than just books and periodicals. They offer a space where the community can come, explore and learn in a variety of ways to include cultural events, the arts, and so much more. Libraries are integral to fostering an informed, educated, and connected community. Let's continue on our stroll along the trail. So there you have it. Folks, what I really love about this particular adventure is that it was totally unexpected. I never saw this coming. That said, I'm so glad I found this trail. This is a prime example that barn quilts are not just for barns anymore. They are popping up in unique locations in every corner of towns, cities, and along the countryside. In this case, one man had a vision, did his best Oprah Winfrey, and made a small community that much better. So if you have a couple hours to spend and you want to get your steps in, come and see the East Grand Rapids Urban Quilt Trail. I promise you, you will not regret it. Until next time, enjoy.